Good day, everybody. I hope you're having a wonderful Tuesday. Jeff, it has been a while, buddy. Great to see you. I'm up early on the East Coast. Yeah, that is early. Dang, 6:30? Oof. Early. And Mafu, hello, that made me jump. Susan, hello. It's almost bedtime here. Where are you located? For it being almost bedtime. Welcome in. Wow. And Mafu, yeah, you made me jump. And let me switch screens really quick because I have to give Mafu a big boom. So thank you for that, Mafu. It did work. Not very much. Not many times does somebody give me the big boom, a thank you, while I'm waiting. Australia. Oh, I so want to go there. I've been to like 35 countries. I'm in Germany right now. I'll do introductions in a minute. But I may wait to go to Australia until I get back to the United States. I don't know. I don't even know when that is. But that is a bucket list there for me. Australia, definitely want to go. All right. I'm liking our new intro scene. It's very soothing with the butterflies. It's beautiful. Yeah, I see videos. I want to go. My most recent trip is coming up. I'm going to Slovenia. I have not been. Oh, Deutschland is beautiful. Yes, it is. Jeff says my son is spending next year in Australia. That is cool. That's cool. Is that like for school? I'm located in the Rheingau region, and so I'm totally surrounded. If you go that way, 1 block, I'm on the Rhine River. If I go that way 2 blocks, I'm in nothing but vineyards. So yeah, little German village. Super nice. Okay, let's take care of some introductions here. Hello, everybody. My name is Shawn Kozel. I'm a photographer. I am based in Germany. I want to read this. Hold on. Jeff says he's an environmental studies major working for a Green land use private company, not Greenland. Susan, don't tell me that. Susan says it never gets under 34 degrees. Don't tell me that. I would burst into flames. Every place where I grew up here in Germany, it's, today is 18 degrees and it's perfect. It's sunny. It's 18 degrees. I love it. Arif, hello. Arif, I did not know you were a community expert. How come you didn't tell me that? I didn't see that. But congratulations on that, Arif. Yeah, Susan's laughing at me. What? When? Are you not an Adobe community expert? See that banner up that way? Wait. Scratch that. You might have been doing something else. Okay. All right. Let me check. You would know. Riff, you would know. If you're an expert, you would know. I saw your name pop up someplace and I put the two together mistakenly. That's on me. I'm sorry. Okay. My name is Shawn Kozel, a photographer based in Germany. Wherever you were watching this, you are going to see a Linktree link. We'll get back here. Linktree link in the description. Linktree/Kozel. And this is where you can find me on the interwebs, every place I am. I'm not, well, if you want to share your work, like we're going to be checking out Sandrine's and Elena's work shortly. But if you want to share your work with me in the community, you can do that on my Discord. So you can join my Discord there. And if you're watching this on YouTube or Twitch, subscribe, like, follow, all those things. It helps me out. If you have a Behance page, if you are obviously not watching this on Behance, but if you do have a Behance page, I do have a subscription area where you can subscribe and or buy me a cup of joe if you like what I do. If you were an expert, you would know. Jeff, that's not far from the truth. I am on Adobe secret group, but did not be there on Community Expert, just to confirm now. Gotcha. I'm with you, Riff. Thank you for the explanation. Thank you. You know what? That's enough about me. That's enough about me. Let's jump over onto my Discord. We've got some work from Elena. Some of my May Day posts for my office. And by the way, everybody that I haven't seen, happy May Day. Happy May. Happy Cinco de Mayo. Is there anything else I'm missing? I don't think so. And just so you know, speak of Elena. Very nice. Celebrating the hands that build our dreams. Happy May Day to all the hard workers. That is really interesting, Elena. I am digging. I don't even know what this is called. The grabber thingamabobber. I don't know what that's called. Stethoscope and a hard hat. Yeah, I like that. That works really well. Ooh, I'm always a fan of this type of line work. What I was gonna say, just so everybody knows, at least in the United States, we have Labor Day, and May Day, we do not celebrate it. Like here in Germany, everybody has it off because it's May Day. In the United States, May 1st is the day to fight for labor rights, and Labor Day is to celebrate labor. Thanks, Shawn. These are Facebook post screenshots. I like them. Susan says, I'm a nurse. Thank you for being a nurse. I can't say it enough. Thank you so much. I'm digging it. I'm digging it. I think on September, people celebrate some sort of appreciation on hard work. On summer, correct me if I'm wrong. No, you can't make me correct you, a riff. Susan says, I like the stethoscope. So do I. So do I. Oh. A riff. Thank you for having a sense of humor. That was perfect timing. I understand how you, with it being the Med skill lab, so it's medical based, but you're also adding in the hard hat. I'm digging it. Like it all. I got 2 video frames. Newsflash. Okay. What are you going to do with those 2 frames, Arif? I am wondering. Elena, thank you so much for sharing that. I greatly appreciate it. Now, Sandrine is not here. But Sandrine says, at last, the 36 days of type are done. Here is a recap of the entire entries so far. There are still 10 numbers to go. 36 days of type is an Instagram challenge where you post a new letter every day. This year, I decided to do it all in 3D. I'm still learning. And I've been using Illustrator, Project Neo, Substance Modeler, Stager, and Blender. It's my 5th year running. It's a medical-based company where I work as a creative designer. Very cool. Very cool. All right. Ooh, Sandrine, first off, thank you so much for doing this, that I don't have to go through each one individually, but we're gonna. We are gonna. So nice. The sea, total waka, 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 waka. We got Pac-Man going. Ooh, that F is nice. I like the G. That is very creative. Yeah, and Sandrine was having a tough time with the I. This was Project Neo, and I understand why. Ooh, I like the J. So am I, Susan. I'm loving the F. That's cool. Oh, the M is fun. The N, very abstract, digging it. Stian, hello. Good to see you. The O, that's a great idea. I don't think I've ever seen that done. Very cool. Ooh, the P and the R. That's cool with the rusted R. I'm digging that. The U is like jello. Pretty inventive with the blobs for the V. And that is a woolly W. Like it should have tusks. Ooh, look at that Y. Ooh, that's nice. That's nice. This is going to be a really interesting project to see all together. And this is really a cool way to go about it. I've never taken part of the 36 days of type. Not really my thing, but taking a challenge like this and using it as an avenue to explore new apps, new design ideas. You know, Sandrine used this to explore 3D. It's really smart. I'm props, Sandrine, great job. Great job. Okay, that is all we've got to look at right now. Please hold for a second, everybody. I'm getting okay. Whew. Wow. Okay, let me move my mic. Sorry about that. I was getting updated from Bruce saying he's going to be on mobile, so he's going to be in and out a bit. I was getting worried. We can all calm down now and get to work. Okay. there was obviously during Max London, huge amount of updates that came through, and I haven't had the opportunity yet to play with the new updates in Lightroom Classic. So the royal we, are going to be checking out some of the new masking features, and at the same time editing some photos. So this is going to be pretty cool. I am not a bird photographer or an animal photographer, but I do take a lot of photos of them. Let me see. I love that one. That's so good. I wish that it was wet enough that when it shook, like it gave off a big spray of water, and it really didn't. I should have dunked them more. Oh, thank you, Susan. Well, when was this? Let's find out. So April 9th. April 9th, beautiful day. Decided to go down to the river. Went out there with my 200 to 300 millimeter lens and wanted to get some bird photography. Now, down on the Rhine, we have swans, ducks, geese, native geese, Canadian geese, other invasive species of geese, and heron. And then we also have several other kinds of birds. Now, when I go down there, I have been trying, without a huge amount of success, of getting the heron, catching fish. Usually they are extremely skittish, and you can't get close to them even with a huge lens. For whatever reason, this individual had no really big issue let's get back here, me following him around at a pretty safe distance. So finally saw him catch a fish, and now, unfortunately, let's come back out a little bit. I'm checking if any of these are really that interesting to me. And then he just gulps them down. Jeez. So let's go ahead, get out. And I was able to watch him catch 2 fish. And unfortunately, the river's really low right now. And as you can see right here, we've got a buoy. It's got another fish in its mouth. And I just couldn't get around to see what was happening. So, and of course, we've got a bunch of babies. These little fuzz balls. You can tell it's spring because all the baby geese, all the baby ducks are out. All right, so let's get back in, and I want to do some testing here. Let's grab one of these. I'm having problems. Sandrine, you were late. You are late. We took a look at your. Sandrine says I'm late. We took a look at your 36 days of type. Wonderful job. Really enjoyed it. If you watch the replay, you'll see us talking about it. But great work overall. So, golf clap. Very cool. And thank you for sharing that. Okay. So, for those of you that were here last when I edited these photos, this is actually the image that I turned into this. So this is the original image, and I caught good sharpness, and the most important thing is the sharpness on the eye. And so the actual catching that sharpness of the animal was really important. So I took it into Photoshop and used generative expand to expand it out, and that way I could get a crop and allow our heron space to fly. Really important. You want to give them more room. Now, technically, I would have rather had the heron even further to the left, but you know, you take what you got. But let's see here. Face red heart shaped. Thank you, Sandrine. Let's work on the one with the fish. Let's do that. Or you know what? I'm gonna let you choose, chat. Should we work on one with the fish, or the shake? So I'm gonna let you choose if we want to do a shake or a fish. And that's the one that we'll start working on. And I'll wait. I know there's a delay. Can even do this. You're gonna make me choose, aren't you? Sandrine says we're lurking. They can't have enough of me. Susan says fish. Fish it is. So let's get out of compare. Let's get back into the grid. Getting up to the fish. And I think I like, okay. I'm looking at the shape of the neck and also the location of the fish. And I find this interesting. Yeah. Yep, that's the one we're gonna work on. Okay, let's zoom out. Now, first off, we're going to hit D for development. We're going to go into our developments. My lens corrections are already preset to actually, the profile corrections takes place upon import. So not worried about that. Transform, we have nothing to transform to. So we're not worried about transforming. We can look at a possible crop here because we've got a lot of room that is not really being used. So if we go ahead, I like to lock the size, the ratio down. And as you can see right now, I've got a overlay. If I hit O, you can swap through whatever style grid overlay for cropping that you like. If I hold Shift and hit O, now you can go through and place in different areas. So let's go ahead and get to here. All right, I think I like that. Let's go ahead and close that down. Now, I did shoot this at ISO 200. If I zoom in, you're going to see a little bit of noise occurring. So what we can do is we can go into our details and go ahead and hit denoise. We're just going to clean it up a little bit. Not a lot. Maybe 40 was the magic number there. Yep. Let's go ahead, hit enhance. Now Lightroom Classic is building a new DNG. The denoise is so good. Wow, where was this taken? This was right one block that way. You want to see the good one? I'll show you once the denoise is done. There we go. Let's hit G for grid, and up here you're going to be able to see that it created a new DNG, and it even says enhanced noise reduction. So I know it is that. But this is, that's the one that I worked on originally, April 9th, or probably April 10th is when I edited, but I like that. I like it. Turned out well. What was the shutter speed? Whoops, get back here. This was shot at 500th of a second, f11 with an ISO 200 on my 200 to 500 millimeter lens. Okay, where is my noise reduction? There we go. All right, let's hit I, get out of that. D for our develop. And I like this. We've got a decent reflection going on down here. We have the ripples that are coming towards us and away. Got a little bit, we may do a little bit of cleanup. I know it's not dirt or it's not trash floating in the Rhine. The Rhine is very clean. But some of this I find distracting. So let's go ahead. Let's jump up. We are going to grab the remove tool. And let's just remove the distraction. I usually hope to go higher with the speed, but then my f-stop is often wide open for that close-up shots. Nice job. It was a sunny day, so just shooting ISO 200, and getting, you know, I've been doing this long enough. I know the shutter speeds that I want. But if you feel that you want to shoot a shutter speed at 1,000th of a second, and you need to pop open, you know, your ISO, do it. Now, the important thing, shooting f11, every lens has its sweet spot. So I try so hard not to have my aperture all the way open or all the way closed. You'll lose sharpness. Every single lens, every lens has a sweet spot. So you want to be aware of that. Usually it is between like f9, f11, right in there. That's usually where it's at. So not only the depth of field, what I was going for, because with animals that are flying, it's really hard to catch focus. And this is even using 3D focusing. And I think I normally, because doing portraits, I do spot focusing. And I've even gotten good using spot focusing for animals. But I go to like the 9-point grid and turn on the 3D, so it kind of tracks, you know, it'll track the focus on the bird. I don't always get it. So I try to put myself in the best possible scenario with what I have control of to catch the focus, if that makes sense. And if I've got to pump up the ISO to actually get a higher shutter speed and also a larger depth of field, so shooting f7, f9, f11, I'll pump that ISO up. The denoise works amazing. And then if worst case scenario, taking it back into Photoshop and giving it some sharpening to bring back those details, you can really, really get them to pop. So yeah, like a high pass filter, something like that. I had to do that on a photo shoot I did, and it was rainy, nasty, and we had 6-7 people and a dog at this photo shoot. And we were up on top of this hill. I had to take a train to get up to the top. And it was horrible. I mean, I had to kick up that ISO to get the depth of field, to get everything. And then once I came back and denoised, the shots were just too soft. So I really had to take all of them, you know, once the pics were done, so they knew how many images that they were going to be receiving, I could take them into Photoshop individually after I did my work in Lightroom and sharpen them back out, and just turned out beautiful. Bruce, hello. Beautiful capture, Shawn. Good morning. Hello, Coastal Town. Good day. Good to see you, Bruce. Okay, we're gonna just clean up some of these really quick. And I'm not gonna clean them all up. Just some that I find distracting, that are like kind of too close, that are too distracting, I'll say. I love me the remove tool. Rid of that one. A little bit of a tangent up there. Okay. Yeah, just removing the big ones. I think that's a good start. All right, so masking, let's jump in. And this is what I'm excited for, the new landscape features. As you can see, I haven't played with them yet. And this may work, may not, we're gonna see. Object selection, select background. Like this image, we'll pull up another image, a better landscape image to try this on. But this is what we're gonna work with first. So within the landscapes, let's let it detect the landscape, and it may not detect it. This is the thing. I was wondering if it's going to figure out that it's water, and it doesn't. So it's like, okay, you have water. It did. Okay, water. Good job. We've got a water mask. Wonderful. So with that, let's go ahead. We're going to, excuse me. Oh, 1 second. A little bit of a tickle there. We're going to duplicate and invert that mask. Now, ooh, no, I'm not yet, because we got some issues happening here. All right. We need to clean that up. So let's open that mask. We are going to add to it. And let's do a brush. Make our brush a little smaller right there. And even smaller still. Let's kick this up to 300. Go. Doing this a little sloppy. That's okay. Penny! How are you, Penny? Oh, Bruce! Also, I received an email, and you should be getting your Creative Cloud soon. FYI. Alessandra, hello. And all I'm doing is clicking and holding shift and clicking. What did you miss? That Bruce won a 12-month subscription to the Creative Cloud? Did you miss that? I didn't think you missed it. He won the Create Waves 2025. Crushed it. Got a little bit. Let's add a subtract to. Picking up a little bit of the feathers here that I'm not happy with. Looks like a little bit on the head. Ooh, okay. A lot. we can get back in, add whatever it is we need. Since the masks are already made, there we go. Okay, so we want to make sure that we go ahead and rename these. So we're going to put this in as our water, hitting OK. Now let's go in and let's duplicate and invert that mask. And we can rename that one for Birdie. And we'll put that right there. Okay, so first off, let's jump in. Let's jump into our water mask. Let's darken it up just a little bit. Add a little bit of contrast. We can bake it a little bit and just just cool it down just a touch, which I like that. Dark down. What am I'm missing a ton here. Okay, Alessandra saying congrats to Bruce, you deserve it. That's true. Everyone's telling congratulations to Bruce. And Rick is here. Bonjour, bird lovers. Well, you know, if I can't be a peeper, I might as well be a birder. Rick, don't make me feel guilty about it. Okay, let's grab our bird. Let's bring up the exposure just a tiny bit. We've got a lot of the whites, so we can bring up some of the highlights. I enjoyed being a bit of a leaf peeper. I did. I cannot lie. Just open up those shadows just a tiny bit. Are you a leaf peeper, Rick? I don't think I've ever asked you that. Good call, you can get arrested for being a peeper. So for those of you that may not know, in the New England region in the Northeast United States, there is absolutely beautiful foliage, and people, like, there's websites that are tracking the color of the trees, and so you can go in and check out, like, oh, okay, it's time to go, we're at top color for fall colors. And there's tons of people that do this. Kenneth, hey, been a while, good to see you. So there's a ton of people that go out in, and there's actual trails, and by trails I mean roads, that people go out, take a bunch of photographs, and they are called leaf peepers, or peepers just for short. So as I use the term peeper, it is used in the term of leaf peeper. Let's add a little bit of texture to our heron. Let's not go too crazy. We can add a tiny bit of clarity. Not going to add any dehaze. No. I may add some sharpness. I'll add just a touch of sharpness, because I don't want to sharpen the water. So I can do some preemptive sharpening within the mask, which is good. And so that's the before, and with the lighting, the time of day, very flat. Then you can just bring it back and kind of get it a little bit of more popping. I think I need to get into our bird mask. Let's go in here. I don't like, whoa, Command Z, grab the wrong brush. We're popping too much here with the reflection. So let's get rid of that. That feels better. Sharp water is called ice. Oh. Okay, so let's get back up into our bird mask. And I got to bring this exposure down just a bit. Yeah. That's feeling better. And from here, due to the fact that you're doing all of your editing on masks, you really, for something like this is really basic. We have a bird, we have a fish, and we have water. That's it. You really don't need to go in and do a lot of global editing. You don't need to. I mean, if you want to, you can. And oh, do this to me. Okay, you can, and you know what? Let's take it a step further. Oh, it keeps jumping. All right, let's get into some color grading. Let's go ahead and take this in a different direction. Let's grab our shadows. We're gonna grab this about 215, 217 saturation. We can go about 13. That's usually I go about 15, 13 on the saturation, nothing too over the top. Midtones, we are going to go, let's see, where do we want to go? Let's do, yeah, right about 33, saturation set to 21. And then our highlights are going to be at 25. And then once you grab your hue, you can hold shift and adjust the saturation. So we can add a little bit of warmth going into that. And just giving it a little bit of creative editing. So yeah, not bad. Go ahead, hit G for grid. And I say we find some landscapes. This is, let's see what we got. If any of these will jump out. This one might be cool to try this on. I like the slight color on the water. Yeah, me too. Yeah, I was gonna say that one's got to already be edited. I'm like, that's too straight. That's. We could make a virtual copy, but let's see what we've got here. I do too. This is a palace. And as you can see, this blows me away. When was this taken? Pass the date. Okay, February or April 2nd. This is stunning. Now, on these vineyards, you see zero growth, zero buds, none. Oh, do we have ads? What is happening with the music? Oh, we ran out of music. Sorry, everybody. Whoops. Sorry about that. In a month, these vineyards have totally like exploded with foliage. It's amazing. So, okay. No, we don't want foshing. So let's get back to the palace grounds. And I think I do want to do this one. We've got sky, we've got foliage, we've got foreground, we've got water. So let's do this. Let's do this. All right, let's get in. Let's hit D for develop. This is a boring photo to me. It has a decent, music was putting me to sleep. Was there music? Oh, okay. If I screw, I got 12 hours of music. So I have 12 hours of music, and I've been, Susan, I do not remember you. If you've been in my stream before, I apologize. I've been doing this for, I don't know, 4, maybe 5 years, like 500 times. I don't know, a lot. But people give me grief if I don't have music. I'll put it that way. All right, let's get into this. Let's go ahead, go to our crop. Let's see what, if anything needs to be cropped out, if it's bothering me. Oof, a riff. Bam. We got a boom from a riff. Thank you, a riff. Oh, this is my first time. Well, welcome in. Yeah, people give me grief if I don't have music. Okay, we need just to straighten this a tiny bit. Right there, feels good. Okay, let's close that. This is bothering me, so let's remove it. The stick isn't catching my eye. And making sure we've got anything else. That 300 is too much for this. People give him grief about everything. I didn't even notice there was a duck over here. I'll let him be. I won't remove him. Number 1 rule, remove distractions. Okay, that's feeling better. Let's get back out. Let's jump into our masks. Let's go ahead, go to a landscape. Okay, so we've got sky, vegetation. So there's our sky. We've got vegetation. We've got water. Then we have natural ground. So we're gonna make that. What am I gonna do to the water? Probably nothing. Let's grab a sky. I don't think I want to change. I think that's good. So you have an option when these comes up. Would it remove some of those branches if you asked it to remove wires? No, because there's green things on these branches. Now, okay, Rick. So removing distractions is in Photoshop. Yeah, it's only a Photoshop feature. Hold on, let me make these masks. Let's create 2. So when you select multiple masks, you can make them all as one mask, or you can do separate masks. So it'll actually give you that option. Let's go ahead, create that mask. And so we've got our masks. Okay, let me open Photoshop. Photoshop's gonna open up. Thank you. Jumping back over. Let me see what I've got here. Which one is a possibility? This one is a possibility. This one, we've got no leaves, we've got branches. So let's try this one. Let's do a Command E. That's gonna open it up in Photoshop. Let's jump over into Photoshop. There it is. There is a small amount of leaves hanging on the top. It's distracting to me. For which image? For the image we're working on? This one? That was, okay, here we go. This is Susan. This is a technique that I like to do sometimes, whereas I use natural features and sometimes not natural features to frame the subject. Now, the brightest part of the image is actually the bridge. The bridge is the subject. So I specifically moved off the path and was searching for the angle that I wanted of this. Now, using this arc here of this tree, this arc, to frame the arc of the bridge. Now, I will, because you brought it up, I'm with you. This one branch, we'll remove it. The other branches, due to the fact, what did I shoot this in? F8, but the blurriness, I'm digging it. So this was an intentional, like very intentional thought process of making this image. Now, if I'm standing on the path, in which I wasn't here, but if I'm standing on the path and I'm like, oh, I'm gonna take this picture, and I just take the photo, you're not making a photo. The number one rule, other than developing your eye, is to move your feet. Is move. Look for different angles. As you can see here, I took this image and I was like, I don't like the dirt. And the moment I took it, the problem was speed. And what occurred is I got in the right area I wanted to take it, and I didn't check the four corners of my viewfinder. So I was looking at the bridge, not paying attention that I've got a whole corner here of dirt, which I don't like. Could I gen fill it? Yes. Could I crop it out? Yes. But in my mind, I'm like, I don't like that. So I have to take it better. And that's the simple movement of going to my right and repositioning. Now, also, well, no, we'll leave it at that. Okay, let's jump back over into Photoshop. So the question is, if I'm gonna make a new layer, let's grab a selection tool. Actually, I need to grab the remove tool. One moment. So, there we go. Remove tool. Yes, I know. First off, we have people. So let's zoom in. And as you can see, we've got people on the bridge over here. We've got people over here. Well, there's a person over there, but I'm not worried about them. Let's go Command 0 and let's come up here. I've got my mode. And this is kind of an inside tip. This was from the Photoshop Adobe team. Specifically, when I was working on this, when I was doing private beta testing, what I would do is I would use the remove tool and I would turn off generative AI. And if I didn't like it, then I would turn the generative AI back on. and do it again, and it would come out better. This tool is evolving, and it's getting to the point that the team suggested that when I show it off, when I talk about it, to encourage. Now, I'm not telling you, oh, commercials. You're killing me. Rick, yes, that was in my idea of save the credits. But the tool is evolving, and I do not know how it's going to be evolving. But let me get back to my music. Hold on. Bam. Okay. How it's going to be evolving exactly, I don't know. But they are suggesting the workflow when you are using the remove tool is to leave it in auto. And for those of you that do not know, the way auto works is based upon a specific pixel selection. So if you make a selection that's over, I don't know, 1200 pixels or something like that, it will automatically use AI. If you make a small selection, it'll use the regular remove tool. So using auto is just kind of the way that has been suggested to me. So find distractions. We know more. You've seen the beta. I should have opened this up in beta, but more distractions are coming. We know that for sure. But for today, we're going to hit people. Unable to find people because the image is transparent. No, it's not. I'm dumb. I didn't put sample all layers. Operator error. So let's grab that. Let's go ahead and hit people again. Come on, you can do it, Photoshop. You can do it. It's searching. It's searching. Oh, okay. Oh, it even got them over here. So it got them. That's not people, but we can remove it. It got those 3 people, and it got the people on the bridge. And thankfully, you can't see the reflection very well. Can you? Nah. Okay. So we've got that. I'm going to go ahead, hit the subtraction. We're going to increase our size. That's not a person. You don't need to remove it. And let's hit the check mark. Do your thing. Do your thing. And I'm going to be interested to see what it does with the bridge. Okay, that's not good. That's not good. We're going to go Command Z. And it removed the bridge. I'm not happy with that. So we're going to go ahead, hit Find Distractions. We're going to hit People again. Let's get rid of that one. Can do this quicker. Quicker, Shawn. Do that. And let's hit OK. And that did a good job. Yep, I'm happy with that. All right, let's zoom in. Now, with the tool selected, we're going to go ahead and do it this way. Boom. Boom. And I know you're going to see, I can see his pant leg right there. Okay. No, you can't. I can see her pant leg. Show off. Okay. Command 0, you zoom out. And we got those people removed. All right. Let's now. Here was Rick's question. Wires and cables. So it does not remove hardware, only wires and cables. So will it remove the trees? Now this is a one click. Couldn't find anything. So the answer is no, Rick. Did not. Did not. All right. That was a fun little tangent. Did you take these past weekend, Shawn? Sorry. Wasn't here for the start. No, these were taken at the beginning of April. So, jumping back into here. These, April 2nd? April 5th. April 5th. It was the first nice day of spring. And Mrs. Shawn was like, we're going to Schvetz again. And I said, okay. And I grabbed my camera. What are we doing here? Where did I stop? We moved distractions. Nope, we need to keep removing distractions. So let's grab the removal tool. And this time I'm going to, detect objects. Oh, that's the old one. We're not worried about that. We're going to turn on use generative AI. And let's go ahead. We're going to paint. Making sure to get everything. I didn't realize I changed the color to purple. That's funny. Kind of freaked me out a little bit. Okay, I think I got everything. I think we're good. Let's hit remove. Removing area using AI. Holy cow. I always like the second one better. Holy cow. I'm gonna say close. Holy cow, that does a good job. It knows. Wow. I would have gone in the past. Truly amazing. I would have gone in and tried to clone stamp this whole tree branch out, and I'd spend half hour on it. Jeez. Amazing. Amazing. Okay. First off, we've got our masks created, so let's jump into our sky mask. Let's cool it down just a hair. We're gonna cool it. We're gonna bring some highlights down. And there was no clouds. There really were no clouds at all. So we're kind of stuck with what we've got. In fact, that's hauntingly good. That is, Rick. We've come a long way. You know, Bruce, okay, that's funny. Ads are about to start. Oh, why am I getting ads on YouTube?
Weißt du, egal ob
Weird. Okay, ads are running right now, so I need to go get some more water. I will be right back. No ads? Okay, let me know when there's ads and I'll go get water then. I know there's no ads on YouTube. Oh, here they are. Okay, give me a moment. I'm gonna go fill up my water. Be right back, everybody. Okay. Rick, I just read your comment. I don't know if the Twitchers are back yet. We're having the dance party, so it must not. So the interesting thing here, Rick. Okay, let's look at the before and after. So what it's done is for this post here, it's looking at this post. So that's why it ended up bringing that off. It looked at the pixels around it, and so it made it look like it's welcome back, Twitchers. That's why it looks like it's peeling off, because this one is. And then here is looking kind of over here. So that's, I'm okay with it. And yeah, I could go into Photoshop and paint the entire bridge, but I don't want to. I like the rustic feel to it. So yeah. Trying to put down Lightroom. Ugh. Okay, let's get into here. Let's see what we've got going. Let's just warm up a tiny bit of the grass. I'm not, for those of you that know me, I do not like a huge amount of green. Like, this is just way too much for me. I would rather see just a little bit more oranges happening in it. So we're gonna just do that a little bit. And I did not notice this, but this is kind of cool. We've got a saturation slider. So you can get really creative. Yeah, just adding that little bit of warmth in the grass kind of does it for me. Also, let's get into our whites. Let's see, get those pop a little bit. Let's add some shadows, a bit of contrast. There we go. You can add a little bit of texture, just a tiny bit, and a tiny bit of clarity. That's a huge difference. Wow. That's a huge difference. One of the things I do like about this photo is having this path over here wrapping around. It's kind of nice. And why are you only zooming that far? There we go. Making sure I didn't mess with the duck at all. He's still sleeping. Yeah, that's probably to the extent that I would really go with this image. It doesn't need a lot. Just being gentle. I absolutely love that small change. I do too. We can bring down the highlights even more. We're peaking. Bringing down the highlights. Let's bring down the shadows a bit. Let's bring up our whites a hair. Let's add a little bit of blacks. We can do some overall texture. And again, gentle, be gentle. Let's add a bit of vibrance. Just a touch. Let's get into... Let's do this different. Let's go ahead and jump back into our mask. We're going to create a new mask. Let's do a radio gradient mask. We're going to pull it over Nya. And let me think about this. What's wrong? Yeah, let's not do that. Let's delete mask 1. Let's make a new mask. Let's do a color range. Let's grab that right there. Ooh, geez. Whoa. Let's define that color. Okay. Let's go in, clicking into that mask. We're going to subtract. We're going to grab a brush. Let's make it bigger. And I do not want any of you selected. We're going to remove all of you. You two. Just want the bridge and the reflection. Okay, so we have just the bridge selected. Oop, missed all that right there. Get out of here. And we're just going to grab our whites. We're going to bring them up just a bit. Just a bit. Just to get that to pop. Okay, now we're going to go in. We're going to grab a new radial gradient. Grab that. Take that right there. And what we're going to do is we're going to invert it. We're going to bring down the exposure. Bring down the highlights. There we go. And this is to just try to bring your eye to where I want you to look, which is the bridge. That's the before, that's the after. I'm liking that. I'm liking that. Okay, let's get back into our adjustments. Let's grab our effects. We're going to add a bit of a vignette. Love me a vignette, and go the right way, Shawn. And I'm going to hold down the Option key, grab the highlights, and make sure that the highlights are not being affected. So there we go. We can even go even more now. I'm liking that. Caroline, hello, hello. And now with our sharpening, let's go ahead. Let's kick the sharpening up to about 80. Holding down the Option key again, grabbing our mask, making sure, just trying to sharpen those edges. I like that. I like that. Okay, what we're gonna do really quick is I'm gonna right click. We're gonna make a virtual copy. There we go. Where's my virtual copy? One of two. 1385, 1385. Okay. Hope you had a good weekend. Yeah. I had to think about it. I think so. I think I did. We're going to jump into our color mixer. We are going to grab our hue. Let's grab our picker. And sometimes this is kind of like what I like to do. Really kind of get in and mess with the colors. I know it's spring, and I know everybody doesn't, you don't want fall. So just doing a slight color variation can really change the feel of your image. This to me feels very springy. Oh, welcome back, Stian. You know, whoa, get back here. And then just warming it up a little bit. It could be a sunset. Just kind of gives a different feel. All right, what time? It's 2 o'clock. The bells are ringing. I need to find some images here, and I don't want to go through washing. Oh, back here. I want to find another landscape to see what we got. All right, we are in Madeira. Come on. There we go. Okay. That was stunning. These? Yeah, Madeira is gorgeous. Let me jump up here. Let's actually go into Iceland. We could do Iceland. I want landscape. I've got a lot of Alps in Germany, but I want water. Iceland, Helsinki, the fjords. We'd have a ton of mountains and water there. Malta. Oh, thank you. The finished photo. Thank you, Susan. Porto, Santorini. Santorini? Maybe. Malta. Let's jump into Madura. Let's come up here. Let's go into our attributes. Let's see what I chose for 3 stars and what I haven't edited yet. That's going to be good. Where are you going next, Shawn? Slovenia. I can Carol, it's a funny story if you want to hear it. I'll tell you if you want to hear it. I've always been a fjord guy. I never cared for Chevy. That only works if you write it out, Rick. Only works if you write it out. This is one of my favorite photos. Story time. Let me think. Where is... I gotta do it on my other computer. Hold on, let me open up. Oh, no. Okay. Hold on. Let me find it really quick. Tangent time. Yes, please. All right. I think we had this conversation. And so one of the things when you do a lot of traveling over a long period of time, you start trying to remember like every place you've been. And people are like, you know, I say, oh, I've been to 35 countries. Even my wife is like, no, you haven't. And I'm like, yeah, yes. And you go through and you start naming, and it's like, okay, you're naming every country in the EU and some other ones. So, of course, been to Canada, Mexico, America, all those. But I found a map, or I found a map on Adobe stock, and I'm like, okay, this is gonna work. So I started going through and marking in blue every place that I've been. And, you know, there's countries like the Vatican you can't see. You know, Monaco, I've been to Monaco. That's why it's in blue. Malta down here. Some of the smallest countries in the world, I've been to. You know, there's a few countries in here that you don't physically see because they're so small. Anyway, Mrs. Shawn one day is like, hey, we need to figure out where we're going. I said, okay. So I opened up my Illustrator file. And I'm like, okay, for obvious reasons, I would love to go to St. Petersburg, Estonia, Latvia, Lithuania. I'd love to go up here. Can't. It's not safe. I had an app before that was named Ben. It shows how many percentages of the world you've been and can put in where you want to go. Cool. Well, I'm doing it old school, Stian. Obviously don't want nor can go to Belarus, Ukraine. Nope. I enjoy this very much. I'm off to bed. Susan, have a good night. Thank you so much for being here. I hope to see you again. Stian, for certain things, Americans, how can I, for safety reasons, specifically for what we do for work, we cannot go to those places. That's all I'm gonna say. So, and America doesn't really have the most open passport. So, you know, for years and years, the most free passport was Germany. Thank you very much. I will return. Thank you so much. Have a good night. So anyway, we're talking, and so I'm like, you know, what's this hole right here? And I'm like, what? There's a hole. I love Austria. I love Croatia. What is this hole? And so Slovenia. I'm like, how come we've never been to Slovenia? And I just started typing and looking it up, and I'm like, we're going to Slovenia. And within like 3 days, we had the whole trip planned. Booked, planned, we're going. So that's my next trip. So whenever we talk about where it is that we want to go, because crazy as it sounds, like we've kind of hit our bucket list, like all of our bucket lists, and except for Australia, like we talked about before, but every place, Iceland was the last one of my actual, like, I want to go. Yeah, it was quick. That's how we do things. I mean, if we figure out, well, I'll put it this way. Let's get out of this really quick. Okay. And if you're interested to see that map any further, it's on the stream chat on my Discord. Just scroll up. Madeira. Madeira is a Portuguese island that is closer to Africa. Now I got to get back to the map. Shawn. So here is the Madeira Islands. Okay, you can't see it. It's down here. It is actually closer to Africa than it is to Portugal. And so it's right down here. So on the BBC travel show, we saw this special, and we were like, we're going to Madeira. This is awesome. So it took us like a couple weeks, but it was planned. Hi, Umacorn. It was planned within days. And since we're talking about travel, okay. I don't want to share where it is I'm going, but I know I've talked about this, but I'm going to share it with you again. The website and app is called Trip-O-Matic. And so what you do is where do you want to go? Where would you like to go? Let me know. Peru. Okay. We're going to go in and we're just going to put in Peru. Oh, it came up as perfume. Country, South America. Yes, please. Off the top of my head, I can't think what the capital city is. Let's just zoom in. Okay, this is, as of right now, this is not. Ooh, this will be good. Maybe. There's not a lot of stuff. Okay, we'll let it load. We want to go to this lake. I don't know what the lake is, but so you put in the dates. You're going to say, okay, I want to go to Peru, and this is the idea. You put in the dates right here. It's giving you the idea of what you're doing. Lima. Okay, let's find Lima. Not Ecuador. Brazil. Okay. Ah, there we go. Right on the ocean. There we go. So we're gonna fly into Lima. You put in the dates, and then you say, okay, this is what I want to do. You can go through here now and figure out, let's say we're gonna fly in, get to the airport. We got to get to our hotel. So first off, we find a hotel, and it even has hotels here, so you can actually book. But every one of these dots that you see is something. Let it be a restaurant, sightseeing, whatever it is. So if you're putting together, we have a lot of sightseeing here. Tomb. Okay, that's a cemetery. You put in, I want to go here. So we want to go to the main square. Yes, definitely. And then you can add it to your trip over here, and it'll ask you what day. I don't have anything set up right now, so it's, we're going to go to Chinatown Center. We're going to go to San Martin Park, and you put all of this in. Then once you, let me see which hard drive I have. I should have the right external hard drive. Then once you put everything in and you figure out where it is that you're going to go, grab all of the trips here. You can download the PDF and have it on your phone. So let's say Ireland, our trip to Ireland. And it's going to go in and put together the trip. You can see the map, how long, what you're going to do. Like on this day, Friday, we started at our hotel room, then we went to a castle, then we went to the port, we took the ferry over to the Killimer ferry, we went to the walled garden, then we went over to another castle, there's ruins, and it puts us all in. So as you can see here, like 5 minutes by car. We found waterfalls, 6 minutes. Then we had a 44 minutes from the Spanish port to the cliffs of Moher. And you can see you put this all together, it maps it all out, and every day you wake up in the morning. Do you have to stick to this? No. The only important thing is where you wake up and where you go to bed. That's all that matters. So we go through, Mrs. Shawn and myself, she will put together a trip. She will put something together and the ideas, the basic ideas, and then she hands it off to me. Then I use Google Earth and Trip-O-Matic and make all of this up. So I don't even know how many pages this is entirely. No, journaling? No. She enjoys trip planning. Then, as you can see here, at the end, we've got an Ireland guide. And so it's telling you all the places that you have chosen with a little check mark. It tells you all about it, and even opening hours, closing costs. It does all of that. So this has been really, really helpful. And here's the majority of the trips. A trip to New York, Iceland, Crete, Levis, Madeira, Ghana, Bruges, Berlin, Bonn, Amsterdam, Rome, Venice, Scotland, Istanbul, Helsinki, France, Amsterdam, Constance. So, and the cool thing is that once PDFs, you could really edit PDFs in Adobe Express, became really helpful with those. Quit Photoshop for right now. That was a long tangent. I hope that was okay, Caroline, but thank you for the question. I like tangents. By the way, with Tripomatic, there is a paid version and a free version. I don't know what the cost is. It was a one-time fee Mrs. Shawn did, and you get a lot more features than you do with the free. But everything that I just went through and showed you, because my account is a free one, I did it on free. Okay. Quite the European traveler. I would not call myself a world traveler, Bruce. Like, I stay close to home. So, all right, we are looking. Looking for something I want to edit. You're more traveled in the EU than me. Well, okay, Stian, you have to remember, the first time I came to Europe, it's like you have 5 years. Then I have to go back to America. In that 5 years, every single month we traveled. And good traveling. So we hit 30 countries, and we also explored probably 75% of Germany, France, Belgium, the Netherlands. I mean, we did big road trips, just scouring. We knew we had 5 years. This was not something like, okay, we're gonna put this off. No. Where are we going? What are we doing? Like, that was our time. And so, like I said, we hit 30 countries the first 5 years. Now we're at the point that we're going back and exploring countries even more in depth that we enjoyed, like Portugal, like Croatia, things like that. So we're repeat travelers at this point. You know, am I going to go to London again? No. We've come to the determination, big cities, not for us. So it's kind of one of those things, like, you have a limited amount of time, and if you want to travel, you have to travel. And back then, you know, Ryanair, they were really strict, but really good. We could fly to Rome for like 35 euro. It was amazing. If we had specific let's go big head mode. We bought, it was made by Rick Steves, or that it was branded, but Ryanair backpacks, which are the most uncomfortable, back-wrenching, horrid backpacks ever made. But you could pack the heck out of them. And you would, so for Ryanair, you had to have certain size, everything was weighted, you had to follow every rule, and they were really strict when we first got here. This was like 12 years ago. And we did it. We jumped through every hoop. You know, we followed every rule. We never had an issue. So we could travel all over Europe dirt freaking cheap. Like, it was amazing how inexpensive it was. And, you know, it's no longer that way, but that was awesome. That was absolutely awesome. And we did some hard traveling. Like in Rome, my first trip to Rome, I literally walked the soles off of my shoes. Flights used to be a lot cheaper. Well, okay, Caroline, you can still, and people that are new here from America, right? They're new here. They travel by Ryanair. So let me bring this up really quick. This is interesting. Okay, this is not an endorsement for Ryanair, nor am I saying it's, you know, let me get this on English. There we go. Okay. Rick Steves' adventures were so cool. You have no idea, Bruce. We have, hold on. We have probably 30 Rick Steves books. Look at the year. 2011. We would go through, mark these up like you wouldn't believe. Then what I would do is I would scan the maps and insert them into the PDFs that I made using Tripomatic. So that way I would read the Rick Steves book. I would know where everything is. I mean, we've got so many of these. Oh my gosh. And costs change, dates may change, but the sites don't change, the history don't change. Yeah, this Rick Steves, that's how we traveled. I'm no joke. And I don't know how many times that I would go into a shop and be talking with them, and I'd look over and I'd see a photo of Rick Steves with the owner, and I'd be like, hey, wait a minute, that's Rick Steves. And they'd be like, oh yes, you know, in the Rick Steves book, this map of the area, you know, my mother drew that for him, or he comes all the time. And just starting up that conversation and talking about it, it's like, oh my God. And then you get done and they're like, I'm going to give you 20% off whatever you buy, blah, blah. But imagine if they move the Coliseum every year. Yeah. I'm posh when I fly, reserve seat, 2 luggage, fast pass through security if I can. Okay, that is how Mrs. Shawn and I are now. What we used to do, and this is what a lot of Americans do, is they get on here and they say, okay, what are the specials that are happening right now? That's where we're gonna go. Hey, Alex. So they actually travel using the Rick Steves special, or Rick Steves, the Ryanair specials. And that's what they do. The problem, wrong button, whoops. The problem with that is you are stuck to possibly horrible flights, horrible flight times. We are no longer for that. We are not. we want to maybe sleep in, have just better flight times. So we do not always fly with the idea of we want the cheapest flight. We want the best flight. So yeah, it's interesting talking to Americans that come over here, and this is what they do. They get on Ryanair and they see what's cheap. So I also fly so little, so I feel I can spend a little when I do. That makes sense. You know, we fly a lot. A lot. So okay, Madeira. I want a little bit of everything in one of these shots. No, Bruce, no, we do not do that. We are not of, ticket prices have gotten so expensive. Yeah. People, the whole miles thing is a bit of a scam. You know, I'm not going to stick with an airline. I mean, especially when recently they devalued your miles by like half. That was what, a year ago? Maybe after COVID? I want to take the train from Oslo through Europe to Spain or something, but it requires a lot of planning. Yes. Gosh, what was it? The German, now of course this isn't full European. But the ICE, the high-speed train here in Germany, they do these specials where it's like $30 a month. Like, that's your ticket for everything. It's a month ticket. It's like, oh, wow. We used to take the train to Paris. I mean, Paris is only like 4 hours away. We used to take the train to Paris. We used to take the train to Berlin. Damn, that's a cool photo. We shop around when looking for flights and holidays. Yeah. I mean, realistically, it's so Mrs. Shawn, when it comes to like booking.com, we traveled so much that now she's considered a genius. She has genius stats. So what that means is we get discounts, we get upgrades on rooms, we get all sorts of stuff when we are booking through them. So figuring out where we want to go is usually the issue. I saw something about the EU working on this transport mega hub. Don't know when that will be done. Where? I do find it funny that Germans are so on time in general, but when it comes to Deutsche Bahn. 10 years ago. Rick, thank you. With the train in France, you need to add the delay for regular ones. Oh, you go back 10 years and dang, you go back 5 years and Deutsche Bahn rocked. I don't know what happened. I honestly don't. I'm not a clue what happened to that company. They used to be so good. So good. So I want to see what they're going to come up with masks on this. Let's go ahead, hit landscape. Okay, let's see what we got. Ooh, it nailed the sky. I mean, wow. Good sky. Mountains. Yeah. Architecture. Vegetation. Water. Natural ground. Do you people see this? This is freaking crazy. Sky, mountains, architecture. Yes. Yeah, Stian, I highly recommend whenever you are doing select subject, I always use on the cloud. Now, the only reason, to be fair, to be honest, the only reason that isn't automatically the option, or that's not automatically how it's done, is that some companies, you can't send anything to the cloud. So some client work, that'll be in the brief, and you can't send anything to the cloud. So Photoshop users have to still have the option to use select subject on system based. It's okay, but it's not like what we have seen at Max London. Max London, when they were showing off the beta, oh my gosh, that is crazy good. Yeah. I was going to tell this story earlier, and we were talking about the progression of Photoshop, the progression of Sensei tools, not Firefly, Sensei tools in Photoshop and now in Lightroom Classic. Absolutely amazing. So years ago, do you remember when Replace Sky came out? Everybody freaked out. Everyone's like, oh, this is so amazing. It's so cool. And everybody made a big deal about it. I was so mad because I just spent like a year trying to upgrade my Photoshop skills to the point that I could actually replace a sky on my own. And like, I knew how to do it. I can do it well. And I was proud of that. And then it just in a snap, it was taken away. And at that time, I was so angry. I was mad. I was mad. Replace Sky. Come on, do it the old way. Get off my lawn. They took your job. Took your job. Okay. This is amazing. Let's get back into here. Okay, let's get out of that. I wanted to test that. Let's see if there's anything else that we should test. Maybe I should jump into the fjords. Oh. I had a training session to teach how to replace a sky. I was like you, but not with this voice. Oh, Alex, you took my job. Took your job. Okay. Let's get through here. What year is this? 2015. I'm not even on the right hard drive. Okay, we can't do that. Malta gonna have anything good? Oh yeah, that should. Are you voice shaming me? Okay, we got water architecture. Water. Ooh, maybe I should do Santorini next. I mean, today's just playing around, getting an idea of these new features. Carnival. I already doing this session, and when all the students are okay, I show them sky replacement. Oh, Alex, good for you. Good for you. Out on Gozo. Wow, that is not straight. That is not straight. But it's not edited either. Okay. Sky, mountains, and water. It's Gozo in Malta. Yes, it is. Sky, mountains. I was curious to see. Is it me, or can you actually see the curvature of the Earth? I was wondering if it was going to pick out some of these rocks, these little huts, as architecture. Let's get back into the crop, and let's hit O for overlay. You could if it wasn't flat. Getting out of the crop tool. Hi, Devlin. It is a Taurus. Stian, you know what? I cannot remember the scientist that I was watching, and they were explaining how the universe is flat and how time travel or wormholes, that's things like that, like how it would work. And I'm an okay smart guy. Okay. My brain hurt. I was like, wow. Did I ever edit these? No. I love this photo. If you draw a rectangle on a sphere, it curves. If you draw it on a cylinder, it curves. If you draw it in space, It's flat, therefore the universe is flat, as I understood it. Devlin says, I've been lurking and enjoying the stream. Well, I hope so, Devlin. I want to edit this. Why have I not? Jeez. Okay, let's get into the basics. Let's get into our black and white. Let's open up. No, I don't want. Oh, maybe I do want artistic. What do we have for adaptive? Nope, not adaptive color. I don't know if I want to go soft. I think I want to go soft with this image. There's just nothing. Ooh, blue. Okay, we're going to go with a blue filter. Let's go ahead and close that. Checking out what we've got. Let's increase our whites, decrease our blacks. We're going to add a touch of contrast. We're going to leave our highlights. Like that. Come on. You are getting fickle. Okay, fine, be that way. We're going to take our texture down. We're going to bring down our clarity. Going into our tonal curve. Just a little bit of an S curve. Ooh. Is color correcting color grading? Color correcting was the term used back in the day, just wondering. No. No, two totally different things. So, color correction, and can actually jump over here, hitting G. I'll get back to that in a second. Let's get this inside image right here. Hitting D for develop. So color correcting is when you are trying to get the correct white balance. Now, the way white balance works, now in video, it's pure white. You're trying to go for pure white. When you are trying, hold on, be right back. Okay, so when you are doing ads, okay, I'm gonna go back to editing. When Bruce is back, we'll get into it. So where'd my photo go? There we go. Okay, so let's see here. We got a tonal curve. We were messing with the black and white mix. All right, not having much. Not worried about that. Could do a lens blur on this. This might be interesting. I don't do this much because I'm not overly a fan of it. So all right, we need the focus to be, and I can pinpoint, so I can grab the dropper. Frank, hello. And grab right there. That's what I want to be the sharpest. And make that probably too much, but not bad. How you doing, Frank? You having a good day? Hope you had a good weekend, Frank. Back. Okay. I don't know if I like this image anymore. I don't know. Okay, we'll go with it. All right, so back to color grading versus color grading versus color correction. Let me go big head though. So within photography, yep, thanks. What about you? Had a good weekend, Frank. Thank you. Within photography, you have a gray card. Now, if you take color, if you take all the color in this scene and you smash it all together, it is going to turn gray. It will be this color. If you take all the hues, from the background, it will be gray. So your camera is trying to balance the photo thinking it's gray. Now, there are times, depending upon the light source, that can change the color. So if I come in here, and I don't know if this is just natural light or what, but if I come into my basics, you have the color correction white balance. So you click on this, and really important, if you look at the colors up here in the navigator, this is one of the things that I love. You can see it turning blue. Like, let me grab. Okay, it's turning blue. And down here, you can see the RGB percentages of that color. We've got red 9.1, green 7.6, and blue 3.0. Now, you are trying to find a gray, right, to balance off of. If you cannot find a gray, because if those Those three numbers, the RGB, if they are close and you smash them together, that is going to give you the correct color balance. So right now I'm at 36.5, 36.1, and 35.8. That's pretty close. So if I click on that, you're not going to see it that big of a difference. Let me go Command Z. And if I come over here and this is way off, I click on it. Now it tried to balance the color, and so it added a whole bunch of blue. So now my image is blue. So this is color correcting. And what you are correcting is just the temperature of the light that is falling on your subject. Now, maybe this is what I want, because if you look here, look, this is looking pretty cool. We've got this is all kind of dark and blue, and then we've got the nice light. So this is actually an editing technique that can be used. Have I ever done it? No, because this is the first time I ever did this, and I went, wow, that looks cool. I'm learning stuff too. So let's go Command Z. We'll get it back. And so it feels as if we're pretty warm with this image, and I can add the blues and try to get the balance this way. Okay, that's not good. Do it all manual. Grab the eyedropper. Let's go Command Z. Command Z. Grab the eyedropper. Looking at the percentages. Now this is, again, we're missing a lot of blue. It's a lot of yellow, not much. So it's going to make everything blue. But that could be an artistic stylization. So you're trying to find something that's gray. And if you can't find something that's actually gray, find something that has those percentages really close. Again, missing a lot of blue. So this gray over here, oh, that's pretty blue. Going through, yeah, that's going to be the closest. So the before and the after is very minimal because the camera that I have does really good auto white balance, to be fair. So that is color correction. Okay, I'm colorizing. Now let me find something that's gonna have here. This is gonna be good. Okay, let's hit D for develop. Let me bring down the exposure so our highlights really overexpose that one. Wow, Shawn. Darken those shadows. We're missing some midtones. Let's get some midtones in there. Bring our highlights down. There we go. Okay, we're gonna do color grading. Now we have color grading over here. So if you open up color grading, you're gonna see that you can add color to your midtones, shadows, and highlights. I don't like this panel. I like to do it as a full here. So let's say I want to change the blues. I want the shadows to be blue. Or maybe we want the shadows to be purple. Correcting is fixing, grading is applying the look you want. Yes. And then let's go into our shadows and we'll do something crazy and we'll go green. Then in our highlights, which I don't think we really have any, we're gonna go, well, yeah, we do. We're gonna go red. This is color grading. That's the before, that's the after. So you are adding color to the specific highlights, shadows, and midtones. Does that answer your question, Bruce? It's a good question. I mean, the easiest way to kind of think about it is you have white balance, which is color correcting. So you're balancing your colors. And then you actually have a panel that says color grading. Okay, we got to reset that. That's going to bother me. Switched over here. Twitch was being buggy. Oh my God, do I have to do that all over again? Did you not just hear the whole... I'm not doing it again. Bruce, you can watch the replay. Thank you, Shawn. I'll rewatch the color grading part. Yes, please. What am I doing here? Oh, this will be an interesting one to see what it comes up with. All right, let's go landscape. Let's see if it just says everything is... Ooh, it did. We've got sky. Architecture, it messed up a little bit, but that can always be fixed. Water. Yup, water. Got it all. Most of it. Natural ground. Dang. I'm impressed. I am impressed. Welcome to the YouTube side. The oldest known man-made structure in the world. Crazy. It's huge. This is the story of the giants, the Malta giants. Woman breastfeeding her baby in one arm and carrying like a 6-ton rock up to this point in the other arm. That's legend. Okay, let me see what we've got here for masking. So, did the landscape. Okay, objects the same. I'm wondering if there is any changes. Sounds like Happy Mother's Day segue. I don't even know when Mother's Day is. Bliss! Hello, hello. Hi, Jack. Oh, we need to do people. It's this Sunday in the States? Crud. Crud. Okay, we're gonna throw a curveball. Let's see what we got here. This will be an interesting test. That's Thursday's stream, making Mother's Day card. Ugh. I'm horrible. I'm definitely gonna have to. What did I do? Come on. Oh, you're freaking killing me today. Okay, this will be a good one to test. Maybe. Yeah. Let's see what we get. Let's go ahead and hit D for develop. Let's just do let's go ahead, hit auto, brighten everything up. Good. Let's grab our masks. Let's let it detect people, and let's see how good it finds with these costumes. We may stump Lightroom. We may not. One person. Okay. And it didn't pick up her wings. But let's go ahead. Facial skin, body skin, eyebrows, eyes, lips, hair, clothing. Okay. Let's find another one. Let's see if it freaks out on this one. What time is it? Oh gosh, I gotta be done. I already got a whole bunch of masks. Okay. Did a lot of masks on that one. That is a possibility, Devlin. It probably doesn't understand people's wings. How about a shark playing trumpet? All right, we got a ton of people here. All right, this is going to be the last photo. All right, cool. It did. It select 2 people. It did not select his hat, but that, of course, can be added. Let's go ahead. Facial skin, good job. Body skin, eyebrows. I don't know why I'm not zooming in. Eyebrows. Usually on Tuesdays, he's got to go to the office. Lips, did a good job. Teeth, yep. Hair. Clothing, yeah. Oh, they did add facial hair. Nice. Now, I'm thinking that there's probably going to be updates coming to this also, or it might already be in the Lightroom beta, but there's not really a Lightroom Classic beta. It's only the private beta and then the release, general release. So, oh lordy. Well, today was fun. I gotta tell you. That is some cool stuff, to say the least. All right, unless anybody has any questions, we are going to be ending shortly. Ah, I see a question. Let me just take a quick screenshot. Does the select people or any see well through dark or overexposed very well? Let's see if it picks up this. How does this feel underexposed? Rick is saying, quick question, what is the meaning of life? 42. 47? Shoot. Oh, okay, picked up that guy. Didn't get all of the crayon, but I thought that it was part of that guy. Let's see what we got. Facial, yeah. Body skin, eyebrows, eyes, iris, lips, hair. Thinks it's part of her hair too. Okay, and clothing. This is pretty dark. I mean, yeah. Does it do better when you adjust the exposure? Let's go ahead, jump out of here. Let's hit auto. This is an issue with white balance. Bruce, white balance. So we're gonna go ahead, grab that. We're gonna jump over here. We're gonna grab that. There we go. That is better. So we got the white balance done. We've set a better exposure. The ISO 3200, I would denoise it, but I'm not worried about it right now. So, well, it already selected the kid. This was already analyzed, so this is a bad image to do. So let's jump into this one. Yeah, let's jump over here. E for develop. Auto. White balance. Grab a shadow. There we go. Give a little bit more. Let it analyze. Now it's picked up 3 people. So we got that person, and it did do better. That person, and then that is a large person. So yes, it did better with better exposure. But it's creating masks, so you can always add and subtract from it. So that's no big deal. Good questions. Oh, it was 42? Woohoo! I did something right. No people found. So we're having problems with if you've got a ship on your head, you're wearing a lot of frills and thigh highs and garters. But I think the ship mainly was throwing it off. I totally forgot about the ship hats. So funny. Okay. Okay, so in just under 2 hours, Jack and I are going to be live on the Firefly Discord. That's definitely extra. Yes. Yes. So if you have time, please swing on by, say hello. We would appreciate it. I will be back Thursday with what? I don't know, but maybe Mother's Day card. I think hopefully if Jack can reinstall Discord. Is Jack having a Discord issue? I didn't know Jack was having a Discord issue. Oh. Okay. Well, I'm out of the loop. Yeah, probably Thursday we're gonna do Mother's Day's card. I gotta think about that. So maybe Glenn. Maybe we'll just make one in Express. I don't know. You missed it. I did miss it. Was it in chat? I said hi to Jack. Oh. Okay. Discord's completely broken. I missed this entirely. Had to uninstall it, now can't reinstall it. Oh, Rick's same Thursday stream, make a Mother's Day card. Wow, I missed a lot. I'm sorry, everybody. Okay. Oof. Thank you everybody for being here. Let me give you a boom. Bam. Thank you for being here. Always appreciate it. Ooh. Unicorn. Holy shnikes. Yes, you were streaming. Okay, what? I don't think I have any other announcements. Thank you for the reminder that Mother's Day is coming up. Thank you a lot. I don't even know if my parents are home. Make me keep switching screens. I don't even know if they're back from their vacation, but yeah. So anyway, I'll send them something. Oh. I'd say stop it, but this just cracks me up when you guys start doing this. Okay. Yeah, if I don't see you on the Firefly stream, I'll probably see you on the Adobe Lives. So everybody take care. Have a great rest of your day. Stay safe, stay creative, and just be nice. Should I see if anyone's rating? I don't know who else is possibly streaming right now. Oh, we're raiding Storm. We are raiding Storm. Yep. Okay, everybody. Have a great rest of your day. We're going to raid Storm. Bye-bye.